Hello and welcome to Reaction Shots, the holly jolly chill Xmas holidays episode.
What is holly in the holly jolly? Like holidays? Just short for holiday?
No, I think it's those like holly berries. It's a plant, I think.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Yeah.
Ian teaches me things all the time.
I mean, I think that's right. It's like mistletoe and holly.
Okay.
We're moving the mics around.
All right.
There we go.
Better.
So you may notice it's just your two illustrious co-hosts this month, and that's because the guest this month is you, the listeners, the viewers. We've got a lot of comments, really good comments, so we're gonna kind of lean on those this episode.
Sweet.
And we're just gonna have a kind of like
a holly jolly, relaxed,
jolly, yeah, Christmassy holiday episode. We're talking about specifically non-Christmas Christmas movies.
Non-Christmas Christmas movies.
Yeah, where it's Die Hard.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon.
Trading Places, Batman Returns.
Oh yeah, Batman Returns.
Edward Scissorhands, Brazil, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That one came up a few times. Eyes Wide Shut. You may recall. Mean Girls. Gremlins. You've Got Mail. 12 Monkeys. LA Confidential. In Bruges. Die Hard.
Nice.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Lots of them to jump into, but before we jump into that, let's start off with our little segment, What Have You Liked Recently?
What have I liked recently?
What have you liked recently?
The thing I've liked most recently is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I've only seen the first episode of this season.
Oh my goodness.
I really want to.
The finale was this last week, and it's so good. Like, Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld, my two favorite comedians, up there with like Gene Wilder, like top three, holy trinity. But Curb Your Enthusiasm for me, like, I love Larry David because he pokes fun at the absurdities and ridiculousness that is life,
right?
But not in a bitter way. It's in like a
kind of bemused.
Exactly. Yeah, he like pokes fun
at it.
What's
up with this?
Yeah. So this season was just so good. They had awesome guest stars. They had like Bryan Cranston on. They had Lauren Graham. They had Lin-Manuel from Hamilton.
Yeah.
Who? Oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable. You gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it. Yeah, I gotta watch it. I was going to watch it the other night, but then I rewatched 3 episodes of Doctor Who. So I don't know. I watched Heaven Sent, which might be my favorite episode of Doctor Who ever.
I'm unfamiliar with Doctor Who, Ian.
It's
gaping hole.
Yeah. I wonder if you'd like it. It's definitely got a level. It's not even like cheese or camp. It's just got this like vibe to it that if you're not on board, you're gonna hate it.
Okay.
But I love it.
I like Marvel cheese. Is it similar to that?
It's less dark than that typically. Well, sometimes Doctor Who can get pretty dark, but it's like British,
dry,
campy, not even dry. It's like wacky sometimes. Okay. It's hard. It's really hard to describe Doctor Who.
I remember working at Game Trailers with you when I first started working, and I feel like at that time, the Doctor Who zeitgeist was at its peak. Yeah. Everyone was obsessed. I don't know what year that was. It was a few years back now. It was
what year would that have been? That would have been like
6 years ago.
10 or 11
2011.
Or 12. Like it would have been 12 or 13.
Okay. Everyone was going crazy, and then I remember like there was a bit of a lull now where it was like, not really into it.
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
I mean,
but I love that they cast Jodie Whittaker because it's Broadchurch.
I'm very excited. I just watched the first episode of Broadchurch the other day. Loved it. But yeah, I'm very excited for her to take on the mantle.
Yeah.
First female Doctor.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool. Yeah, Doctor Who is interesting, and people have their favorite Doctors and their not favorite Doctors. I really don't. I don't dislike any of the Doctors. Yeah. Maybe Eccleston is my least favorite if I had to pick one, just because he's only there, and they're kind of kicking off the dust a little bit. But whatever. I started on Matt Smith and then kind of like worked my way backwards. He was like the third one of the new Doctors. But yeah.
Cool.
Anything else you've liked recently?
Surprisingly. So surprisingly. Okay. Little preface for this. There's a Marvel overload.
Yeah.
In humanity, in Earth.
Yeah.
Like this Earth we're on,
max capacity.
Max capacity with Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Defenders came out on Netflix, and that was like the Avengers, basically the culmination of Jessica
Except for
Jones
in a neighborhood.
So it's like Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage and Daredevil.
Yeah.
So Defenders came, and I was so excited. They got like Sigourney Weaver, and it was just such a disappointment. And there was so like, I just felt crushed after all that investment to kind of be just so disappointed in the Defenders.
Yeah.
So it's like really got me off of the Netflix shows and not Marvel in general, because I'm still stoked about the movies and S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a whole nother ballgame.
The Netflix shows, in my experience, have not been... The only one I really kind of liked all the way through was Jessica Jones.
Yes.
And even that, I was kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you manage to make ninjas just okay in Daredevil...
Something's wrong.
Something is off. Like, you have Punisher murdering ninjas. How is that, like, just okay? Right. Anyway, here we go. Here we are. I started watching Marvel's Runaways on Hulu and The Punisher, and I'm super into both, despite all of the fatigue. And I know that's kind of where, like, I'm not alone in that camp where everyone was like, dude, I don't even want to watch The Punisher, Runaways, I'm not even into that. Like, everyone was so burned by Defenders, and then Inhumans came out even. Everyone thought that was a train wreck. So I feel like the stock of the Netflix shows and Marvel shows in general is kind of down.
Yeah.
But I have been so pleasantly surprised by both. Punisher has characters I care about, actually, on a Netflix Marvel show. I care about every character.
First time.
Where every single time it goes to a character that's not even the Punisher, I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
They have, like, this kid that has PTSD, and it's, like, really intense and sad. And then, like, Punisher's good friend that thinks he's dead, and then like his other friend that runs like a PTSD support group and has like a missing leg from the war, and it's just like all these people, and then like of course there has to be an uneasy alliance, Punisher and this other guy, Uneasy.
Yeah,
and it's really good so far. I'm 5 episodes in, and I'm loving it.
I look forward to an update when you're finished with it.
Yes, my friend. Plural, actually. Well, one recommended it heavily. The other one was like, yeah, it's really good. Mm-hmm. They both said it only gets better.
Interesting.
So.
Yeah, I guess you're the first. This is the first time I've heard anything positive about it.
Yeah.
Because it came out kind of after the Vegas thing, so everyone was kind of like, this feels tone deaf, like gun control, gun violence.
It came out at
like
a terrible time.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, I was mostly just hearing about that, I guess, and not really about the show.
Yeah. So it's good. And then Runaways, of course.
Runaways seems interesting to me.
I really think you would like the show.
I think I would too.
I'm super in. It is because
I like a lot of those
characters.
I like those characters.
Yeah, it's like, what would you do if you found out your parents were sketch as hell? What would you do?
What would you do?
It's crazy.
You would run away.
Yeah, and then like no spoilers. It's like on the poster, there's a freaking dinosaur. So
cool.
So check it out. Runaways.
I'm in for that.
And what's cool, I'm way more into it. Punisher released every episode at once.
Yeah.
Hulu released like the first 3, and now it's 1 a week.
Okay.
That's so much better.
You like that better?
Yes.
Decompress.
Yes. I don't like binge watching. It's just so much. It removes the art of the episode, you know? And like that's something I wanted to touch on too. Lastly was Mr. Robot. I came on here or Frame Trap just so bitter towards Mr. Robot. I said it was impressed with itself.
Yeah,
I had only watched.
I remember that.
Yeah, I'd watched like the first 2 episodes of season 3.
Yeah,
complete 180.
Really,
10 out of 10. Unbelievably good.
Wow,
great. Like they're taking risks. They're taking chances. They're experimenting with their episodes. Like, and that's why I love decompressing and doing 1 a week, because each Mr. Robot episode for the last like month and a half has been like its own experimental thing that is so different than the previous episode. Like it is awesome.
That sounds great.
So awesome.
I've always really liked that show and how they shoot it. I stopped mid-season 2 just because I got so bummed out. It was like the villains were like so effective at being gross that I was just like,
I know. It's so heavy.
Yeah.
Like so many times during Mr. Robot, I'm just like,
yeah, for real.
So, yeah, a lot of good shows.
Anything else?
That's pretty much it. Haven't really been gaming that much. I started Nier, but I'm like an hour in, so no opinions yet. And I don't think any movies, really. Just waiting on Star Wars, really.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, next month we're going to be talking all about Star Wars.
Yeah.
We should probably do a spoiler mode on that one, too. Which we've been behind on. We got to try to do more of those. Yeah, like I said, I started Broadchurch.
Yes.
Real good.
Yes, dude.
Just incredible out the gate. Everyone is just 10 out of 10 immediately. I'm just
every
like, okay,
episode
wow.
is like best actor, best picture, best director, like every episode.
Yeah. I'm just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Like David Tennant I've always liked him, but man, he is just on it.
Yeah.
And what's her name? Jodie Whittaker?
Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's just out of control.
Yep. And then Olivia Cook or Coleman. I always forget. I think Coleman.
Coleman sounds right.
Yeah. Miller.
Yeah.
Miller.
D.I. Miller or whatever.
Yes.
D.C. Miller? What? I don't know. I recently watched seasons 1 and 2 of Channel Zero.
Oh my goodness.
Have you
Were
seen
you
this?
disturbed?
Have you seen them?
I've seen one episode and I was disturbed.
The beginning of season 1 or
Yes,
what? Yeah. So I really like that show. I think it's really cool that they're doing it. I think 6 episodes per season is the right call, if not 1 or 2 too many, maybe.
Still too many with 6.
Yeah. Season 2 could have been 4.
Okay.
I think. But yeah, they're very good, and it's one of those things where, like, even if it doesn't hit all the time,
Yeah.
I always want more. I want more seasons of this
Cool.
show. I want to see more of it. I can't wait until next season, whatever they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, season 1 is pretty strong. Season 2 is pretty strong too.
Let's take this time, Ian, to hype up the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Sci-Fi Channel.
The Expanse?
The Expanse is amazing.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah.
The Expanse.
Like Sci-Fi
The
Channel,
Expanse.
the last couple, like 2-3 years,
Yeah.
on the rise.
I like 12 Monkeys a lot.
12 Monkeys.
I mean, it's definitely not perfect, but it has just like good vibes.
Yeah.
That I enjoy living in.
I even liked Eclipse. No, Helix. Sorry, Eclipse.
I didn't watch Helix.
Helix was good.
I like Dark Matter. It's like cheesy as hell.
I haven't seen that one.
I think I might be behind on that one now, but it's dumb, but
Okay,
I like
okay.
it. I like it. I haven't watched Love. I don't even remember what it's called. There's one that's sort of like Dark Matter that is also supposedly kind of good.
Cool.
But yeah, The Expanse is like a league of its own, like Battlestar Galactica levels of great.
She's in The Punisher.
Who is?
The badass.
The lady?
From The Expanse.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's this older woman in The
Yeah.
Expanse who's like the greatest person who ever lived.
Ever. Yeah. She's in The Punisher.
What
When I
is
saw her, I
what
was
is
like,
that line where
"Woo!
she just goes like,
I'll take my goddamn
Yeah,
time,"
like,
or whatever.
whatever
Yeah.
I goddamn like.
Yeah, it was
or whatever.
so good.
And I'm just like, boom!
Yeah.
Like that kind of just like hardcore but smiling at you. Oh,
Watch The
man.
Expanse.
The Expanse.
Please do it.
For real. Yeah, what else have I been watching? I like the 3 episodes of Doctor Who that I watched, if anyone's curious. Heaven Sent, which is really great. Hellbent, because it's the follow-up to that, which is not as great. But you have to watch it because it's a 2-part or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I watched, because I recently read all the episodes of Doctor Who ranked of new Doctor Who.
Well, okay. That's a lot of...
Yeah, it was 120
Jeez.
entries because they paired the 2-parters together some of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their number 1 episode, I expected it to be Blink, which is the first one that introduces the angels, but they actually gave that one number 2, and their number 1 was The Girl in the Fireplace, which was from season 2, episode 5, I think, David Tennant. And I remembered it a little bit because I saw it a million years ago, and I rewatched that one, and it was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds intense.
Heaven Sent is awesome, though.
Yeah.
It's
They're
like,
all self-contained?
some of them are, some of them aren't.
Overarching kind of...
Heaven Sent is pretty dependent on you knowing a good amount of what's happening.
Yeah.
It's very much about what's happening in that season. You
Yeah.
need like 3 or 4 episodes before it and the episode after it to even like kind of understand what's going on, the gravity of it.
Yeah.
That said, if you just kind of ignore the arc stuff, the story itself is just really awesome in that episode.
Cool.
Very intense, good sci-fi stuff.
Speaking of,
What?
did you see today? Release date? Black Mirror.
Oh yeah.
Black Mirror.
December 29th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, someone asked me what I thought of Black Mirror season 4, and I was just like, "Whoa, hold on."
Yeah, what?
Is it out?
Yeah.
What?
No,
I've been intentionally not watching the
Me
trailers.
too. So I saw reviews go up last night.
Ah.
I was browsing and it was like Black Mirror season 4 review, and I was like, I threw my phone down and immediately went on Netflix and searched Black Mirror because I would totally imagine that they would shadow drop.
Right. Oh yeah.
But it was like season 4 coming soon.
right.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I googled Black Mirror season 4 release date, saw the number, and then exited
Bounced
the
out.
browser. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just closed it.
I want no part.
Yeah,
of
like
spoilers.
the fact that I've seen what I think 3 of the episodes are even about.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah. Get it out of my face.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm ready to be sad. Mm-hmm. But yes, Thor Ragnarok, obviously great. I saw 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Oh, you saw it.
Which I thought was really good. Obviously, the performances are amazing. I think McDonough is a good director and writer. I think he directed it as well. Yeah. It's weird, though, with this movie that sometimes it feels like you're reading the script as you're watching the movie.
Super weird.
Where it's like, yeah, I can see this on the page. And I don't think that's a great thing.
No.
But, I mean, it's a really good movie. It's definitely worth watching. It's got weird... the tone of it is very strange. Yeah. Because it is a comedy.
But it's really sad.
But it's very dark and dealing with heavy stuff. But I think that in a lot of ways, it's... Most of the time when it's successful, it's humor that these characters would be using to, like... Cope. But it does dark things. It does some weird things. And then the parts of it that I didn't think worked well... are when the movie is being funny. Mm-hmm. Like there's
with like the editing and music and stuff.
Not never to that extent.
Yeah,
but like
okay.
a character, like a side character, like just totally not reading the room right, and like she's just being really awkward, and I'm just like, this is a little much. Yeah. Like clearly I understand the moment, but it just felt a little far.
So quite a few moments that maybe took you out of it.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, that said, I still think the movie is amazing.
Yeah.
And very worth seeing. They're kind of tied inexorably in my mind now because I saw them like basically one after the other, but I also saw Lady Bird,
nice,
which I loved.
Oh, I want to see it so bad.
Oh man, Lady Bird.
Did you see her SNL bit?
Saoirse Ronan?
Yeah.
No. I saw the song. Yeah,
Oh
I saw that. That was good. Welcome to Hell. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I liked like the idea of it a lot more maybe than the execution of it, but I thought like I was just like yes,
it was good.
All about it. But yeah, Lady Bird is amazing. Mm-hmm. The performances, the writing, everything about it, very good.
Good. That's good to hear.
Also, it's set literally. She's the same age as I was in college.
Oh, wow.
I think she graduates high school. I mean. I think she graduates high school in 2003, which is when I graduated high school.
Nice.
So it's like exactly the parody there. I'm just like, oh, okay.
You get
it. I also saw Thelma, which is sort of like queer supernatural thriller from Norway.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of this one.
Oh, it's good. I really liked it. You'd like it. I
cool.
Think. Kind of unexplained things happening, like
love that.
Supernatural a little bit. Very interesting. Very cool stuff. I saw it with a friend of mine who has epilepsy, and the character in the movie has maybe epilepsy. And it goes to the point where they're trying to cause a seizure to test if this character has epilepsy. And my friend had to leave.
Dude.
Because it was like, the stroke.
Is there a warning?
There's a warning. There's a warning at the beginning of the movie, but it's like we've already bought our tickets. We're already here.
Was your friend like, oh, shit?
Yeah, and they're just like, all right, well, I'll give it a shot, and then partway through, they're just like, nope, gotta go.
Like, can you even close your eyes and do this? I feel like it didn't
really work.
Yeah,
they were trying to do that, but then
it's everywhere.
Didn't work. But anyway, if you don't have epilepsy, Thelma is pretty cool.
My friend has epilepsy, and we discovered it when we were playing Ready to Rumble boxing.
Whoa.
We were playing Ready to Rumble boxing.
What is that, Xbox?
Dreamcast. And I'm like, we're like going back and forth. It's like pretty even. And then I just start wailing on him. Like I thought he just stopped. And I look over and he's just like, and then like spasmed and like threw the controller like all the way up in the air, like to the wall. And I was like, dude, what just happened? He's like, I have no idea. And then a couple weeks later, he's like, yo, yeah, I got epilepsy.
Jeez.
It's like, dude. Crazy.
That's intense.
Yeah.
So he didn't have a full seizure though.
Yeah, it was like I guess
kinda
like kind of a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand mal is the main big seizure, but I don't know if that's from epilepsy.
Yeah.
I don't really know all the terms.
One of my best friends.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Quick note I wanted to point out on Punisher, because you will appreciate this. The creator, and he writes the vast majority of the episodes, is Steve Lightfoot from Hannibal.
Oh.
Wrote a bunch of Hannibals. And I think that quality is there, you know, from the
transfers.
writing. Yeah. So I'm just shocked that I like the characters so much.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I really hope they bring
Hannibal
back.
They've been talking.
Yeah, I know.
They've been talking. Same with Deadwood. They've been talking.
Oh.
Hannibal and Deadwood, man. Like,
I've only seen
let's
a few
go.
episodes of Deadwood.
When they announce it,
stopped because it got canceled.
Exactly. If they announce the movie or whatever they're doing, go back,
watch
hit it up.
If they tie a bow on it, all
yeah.
I met John Barenthal one time. I just remembered that.
Awesome.
He was on a show that I used to technical direct, do the switcher for.
Cool.
And he came in with like 2 dogs.
He's really cool. I've heard him on like Howard Stern.
He's a very
interviews.
interesting dude.
I heard
he was really like mellow.
Yeah.
And he was just sitting on this sofa with his 2 like bulldogs or whatever.
Badass.
Yeah. This Week in Horror is what that was called.
I'm sure he's glad to be off The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That sinking
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah. That ship sunk years ago.
I am like, I don't want to go into it.
Let's not even go into it. Let's start talking about the holidays.
Yay!
Huber.
Yes.
I enjoy the holidays.
I love it.
They definitely took a hit when my mom died because like it was always such a family thing.
Yeah.
But there's still that feeling of joy, you know? Like the holidays, I think no matter what kind of background you come from, there's that thing of like getting together with your family. It's cozy, jolly, hopefully, unless there are tensions there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's focus on the positive aspects.
Positive,
yeah.
I get to see my family this Christmas. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Well, how often? You see your family pretty often.
Yeah, my brother lives in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going up there this year.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you think of the holidays, what are some of the movies that come to your mind? Are they straight up holiday movies?
Die Hard, of course.
Die Hard, of course.
But my favorite holiday movie, it's a tradition in the Huber household. Throw it on every year, no matter what. Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
It's the best. It cannot be beat.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. It's timeless. You know, when you see a movie so many times, you can just like throw it on in the background and just have it memorized.
Right.
And it's just great. Like we wake up, put it on, and then like as people come to the house and the movie's playing, you know, more people sit down and like join in on it. It's so funny. There's so many like jokes from that movie that we still say, you know, like anytime we want to put the Christmas lights up, we always think about going full Griswold, which is like the you know, so many lights.
Yeah.
So we never do it. We've backed down. We've done it once, full Griswold. You got to get like the like netting lights.
Yeah.
Where you can like
throw them up.
Huge surface area.
Staple them.
Yeah. So it's my favorite.
I've actually never seen it all the way through. Oh my god. Chevy Chase, if I'm honest, has always kind of skeeved me out. Even as I was a little kid, I was just kind of like,
Is there any bad vibes on Chevy Chase?
I'm not sure.
In real
I mean,
life?
I think he's kind of like a blowhard, you know, kind of a dick, but I don't know if there's any like actual dirt
information
that I'm not aware of at this time. But I mean, definitely I've heard working with him is a bit of a chore, but who knows? Yeah. I am a little, speaking of going full Griswold though, we've got in my home when I grew up has pretty high ceilings, and we used to have we have this giant fake tree that's like 18 or 20 feet tall. It's like absurd. Yeah. And we haven't done it the last few years. But my sister sent me a picture that they set it up this year, so I'm like excited.
Griswold.
I'm excited to go home and be like, there that thing is. Whoa, it's absurd. It's
going
absurd.
in the woods, cutting a tree down.
But Die Hard is always that movie for me, I think. And Scrooged.
Yeah.
Scrooged is more of a like straight up holiday movie, but like, Scrooged. I love Scrooged so much.
I've only seen it like once.
Yeah. Give it a rewatch. That's a good one. That's also one of those movies. It's like Galaxy Quest, for me where like at the end of it, it's so happy I get sad. You know, it like overloads my circuits and I just want to die. But as I said at the beginning of this rambling monstrosity of an episode,
yes,
we're going to be hearing a lot from patrons and their comments. We got a lot of good ones. Let's start it off here. We're talking about non-holiday movies or straight-up holiday movies to get you in the spirit.
Cool.
Morgan Mohala says, I really enjoy the Christmas movies that are more grounded like Scrooged and Christmas Vacation.
There it is.
It feels like too many Christmas movies are just too perfect. Knowing it will work out in the end, it feels good seeing Bill Murray's life fall apart as he tries to produce an outrageous live version of A Christmas Carol. Not to mention the insane opening promo for The Night the Reindeer Died, which is very awesome. Oh, man. That's kind of how the movie starts, is you see that Bill Murray's character is like this heartless TV executive, and he makes this terrifying Christmas movie promo that apparently like kills some old woman or something, or like puts her in the hospital. Yeah, because she gets so afraid. And then he's just like, he like ups how often they run it. And then he's like, put a warning in front of it. Old people should leave the room. Play it every 5 minutes. He's just like, yeah.
Bill Murray, dude.
Bill Murray, dude.
The man. The legend.
I don't think there's any bad vibes on Bill Murray.
No. There's no
He seems like a pretty chill dude.
Stand up, dude.
Oh, God,
For a good time, make it a Santori time.
Yeah. Dude, if my like cornerstone of believing that men can be decent in this reality
is Bill Murray,
is Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves
is like
the nicest person ever.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Like if there's dirt on Keanu Reeves,
I'll be crushed.
My mind will fall apart.
I'll be crushed. He does thing like I saw. There's a 60 Minutes or a Dateline, one of those, a few years back on Keanu Reeves when he was like getting really into. He opened up a new like motorcycle thing. He's
I saw that. Yeah, I can't remember the name right now. But
and like Barbara Walters or whoever was interviewing, there's one of those really good 2020s or whatever those shows. Like I just said, Dateline, whatever.
Yeah,
they're interviewing Keanu Reeves, and they're talking about how Keanu Reeves doesn't like to be thanked, or like when he does something nice, he doesn't want you to say thank you, and he doesn't even want to talk about it.
Right.
They were talking like she brought up something about The Matrix.
Yeah, how he like gave most of his salary to like the VFX team or whatever.
And the interviewer was like, "Why'd you do that?" Like he's like, "I don't want to talk about that." Just he doesn't need the thanks.
Yeah,
he just wants to be
given
nice.
like a bunch of money, I think, to like research like for illnesses because his wife or sister got like really sick, died. Maybe somebody did. He's had a tragic life. Look up his story. Keanu Reeves had this tragic life, and he's a beautiful person.
He's a beautiful person.
And if he's ever harmed anyone, I will be very upset.
Me too.
Anyways, we digress. This is a lot of digressions.
Yes.
It's the end of the year, baby.
Yeah.
We're getting loose.
Yeah, we are.
That was a very Kyle. It's the end of the year, baby.
It's the end of the year.
Anyway, Samuel Cardwell says, I always found Christmas and Harry Potter kind of interesting in that it's there to mark the passage of time and as a plot device to get most of the characters out of the castle. And of course, it always brings presents, which also have an effect on the plot.
Dude,
that's true. Doesn't he
man. Hogsmeade.
Yeah, dude.
For Christmas.
Harry Potter has Christmas vibes regardless. But now apparently they're doing Christmas in Harry Potter World.
I know. It's like $110.
Yeah.
It's so
Do you
expensive.
get the season pass anymore if you buy a day? I saw a thing. It's like a monthly thing now.
It's like a little more.
Yeah. But I love Christmas. I love Christmas in theme parks. By the way.
Yes.
Huh.
I went to Disneyland the other day.
Me too.
I ponied up.
Yep.
I like to save my coins.
Yeah.
Throughout the year.
Oh, really?
Use all those coins on a Disneyland ticket.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I had a hilarious. We're just gonna digress every 2 seconds in this episode. Just get ready. It's gonna be a long one. My sister was in town a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, let's go to Disneyland, because our family, we always go to Disney World all the time, like every year or whatever. It's like a tradition. And my sister and I have been going on our birthdays, but it helped because I had a friend who worked at Disney who would just take us for free for the last several years, but now they work somewhere else. which was a good move for them.
Yeah, but bad for you.
Bad for me. So then I'm just like, I don't know, Anya. Like, I don't want to spend like $200 just to go into both parks and blah, 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 and like whatever. And, but then finally I buckle and I'm just like, all right, let's go down. You know, whatever. It's fine. I get there and I'm like, by the time we get to the ticket booth, I'm so in the spirit that I'm like, well, hey, I wonder what an annual pass for California residents is like. Yeah. So now I'm paying $31 a month.
Oh, they got you.
For this annual pass.
They got you.
But
they got rid of that tier of annual pass.
When?
For now.
When?
Last couple months.
I just bought one like 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay, I think it's like off. It's not listed, but I think you can probably still do it.
I was like, is there a California resident thing? Do I apply? Do I fit or whatever?
They like took it off for like a little bit.
There are 2 tiers of it. There's like California resident select and then Southern California normal. That's the one I got. It's like one better.
$30?
$31 a month.
Okay, my friend pays $20.
$97 down payment.
Yeah.
But I got into the park, both parks cheaper on the day.
Perfect.
So like so far I haven't lost money on this.
Yeah.
So if I just go 2 more times,
you're in.
They got me.
Please.
They got me so bad.
I didn't fall for the trick. They didn't get me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get the park hopper. It's an extra $55.
Yeah.
Bucks.
It's a lot.
And I was just staring.
You went to Disneyland.
Went to Disneyland.
Okay, good.
And I'm a Marvel fanboy. MCU specifically.
Right.
I'm a cinematic universe.
Here's the deal.
Fan, and I saw Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout is really good. But like kind of like what you were saying about Haunted Mansion Holiday, I just love the vibes of Tower of Terror so much that it stung a little bit. Yeah. Like the ride is more fun now because the Disneyland Tower of Terror was different anyway, but like the Disney World one is just out of control. But it's really good, and they do more like full length drops, which is cool. And whatever, we're talking about all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. It's holidays.
Hollywood Haunted Mansion is good, but it's so different, and Haunted Mansion is like my favorite thing in the world.
Me
so
too.
It's a little weird for me, but
it bums me out.
Yeah. Dominic Barlow.
Dominic.
This one's a good one here, lengthy one. My family has always preferred tacky Christmas music as their special programming for the silly season rather than movies. But post-Christmas, pre-New Year's comfort watches are definitely a thing. Ones I remember from years gone include Toy Story on VHS, a belated viewing of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's a great movie.
Classic.
I love that movie. That's a Thanksgiving movie, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever, it counts.
It counts.
And a TV airing of Hook, because what's more comforting and sentimental than mid-tier Spielberg? True. And an Australian classic called The Castle, about a plucky father who fights back against airport developers who want to demolish his family home. I wholeheartedly recommend that one. As for Shane Black, if I go see The Predator next year and there isn't a shot of an alien warrior angrily pulling off a Santa hat, I will be sorely disappointed. Kind of along similar lines, and I'm sorry if I don't say your name right. Mylène Leperle Vanessa. I probably
good effort.
The Sound of Music was on TV every single year during the holidays, and it ain't Xmas if I don't watch it.
Nice.
Natalie says, my comment has more to do with weird Christmas tradition that me and my cousin partake in every year. Every year, after having celebrations with our families, we go to a late-night showing of a movie that is out in theaters, anything that we can find that isn't sold out. What is strange about this tradition is now, to me, there are some movies that give me the feelings and memories of Christmas. Examples are Django Unchained, The Force Awakens, and my favorite of the bunch, mostly because of how much fun we had in the theater, The Wolf of Wall Street. Are there any films that the panel has seen on or around Christmas that give you holiday feelings, even if said film is not in any way a Christmas movie? Samuel Cardwell replied to this with Lord of the Rings, and Joseph Caruso said Terminator 2.
Nice.
Anything like that where you went to a movie with your family? I've definitely done that.
Yeah. I don't usually go to the theater that much, like, before Christmas. Like, I'll see Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's probably it. I usually go after.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like, so busy leading up to it.
There's still vibes, though.
Yeah.
Family vibes. Like, I've definitely gone on Christmas Day to the movies with family. Because it's like, well, what else are we going to do? You know? Go see Star Wars again.
Yeah.
Definitely
Drawing a
Lord of the
blank here.
Rings. Lord of the Rings for me also is one of these where it's not at all Christmas, but
You get the vibe.
yeah.
Yeah. I try not to go to the movies on Christmas Day
Yeah?
because I worked in restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Open on Christmas. No one should have to work. Nobody. So I don't go to the movie theater on Christmas because those people should be home.
Counterpoint to that, I mean, I guess you're thinking the long game.
Yep.
Because my counterpoint was going to be that, but they're already there, and if nobody comes in, then they're just like, oh, we wasted a whole day. Why were we here?
But they're there.
But then maybe next year they wouldn't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Juxtaposition is an extremely important tool in filmmaking, setting a massacre to classical music, etc. And many of these films are no different. Pairing the wholesomeness of the holidays with blood or dirty jokes. What works so well about Christmas and violence? Liz Castro had a really great comment that I think would start us off. Not Christmas movies are great. Christmas, I would argue, commercially ties a feeling of togetherness, warmth, and consumption together. In the popular imagination, do we, in the United States specifically, think of baby Jesus and the Nativity, or do we think of gifts and food and songs and childhood? Juxtaposition works very well in Christmas-ish movies because of these strong associations. A film like Eyes Wide Shut evokes a decentering and destabilization precisely because it's a psychodrama with a Christmas backdrop. We relate to the things that don't make sense. In a film like Die Hard, however... I said Die Hard weird. In a film like Die Hard, however, the Christmas backdrop allows the audience to identify with the desires of John McClane, reconciling and reuniting with his family, on a subconscious level, while we enjoy a well-written, well-executed action film. God, Die Hard is so good.
So good.
That's part of the comment, but I agree. And
Found it.
what is it?
It's a cartoon. Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
So Christmas.
Yeah?
Just Scooby-Doo vibes. Gives me Christmas feelings.
Yeah.
Like some warm apple cider
Yeah.
and an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cozy. All bundled up.
Yeah.
You gotta watch Scooby-Doo bundled up.
Yeah, you do.
It's like a bundled up show.
Now, you saying that made me think of something, but now I can't.
Some kind of cartoon.
I had like a feeling, but now I don't remember what it was.
Oh, and that's actually what I do every couple years. I make sure to watch. Oh, what is the episode called? It's a Batman animated series episode, and it's the Christmas with the Joker. There it is.
Oh,
Christmas
that's
with the Joker.
Where Joker sings Batman
Yep.
and the
Yep.
Joker got away.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so good. Because then
I've
there's
seen
this
that
like
episode.
running joke with Batman and Robin is always like, yo, let's watch It's a Wonderful Life. We got to do it. Like, this is the year. And like, they're trying to watch it. And Robin is like, come on, like, nothing's going to happen on Christmas. Everything's fine. Like, Batman, let's just go home and watch It's a Wonderful Life. And like, they're going from rooftop to rooftop, like scouting out Gotham, like seeing if anything is going down. And there's this like guy running after this old woman walking with a purse. And Batman's like going to stop him. And he's like, hey, you forgot your purse. And the guy like gives it to her.
He gives her the purse back.
And then Robin's like, see, like, we can go home now.
Yeah, everything's fine, Batman.
Yeah, it's good.
That's very funny. I remembered one. I mean, The Princess Bride is one of my favorite movies of all time, but I remember we'd always go to my aunt and uncle's house on my dad's side, and the kids in the basement, we'd all just watch The Princess Bride like every year for years. I loved that. Oh, man. Morgan Mahala says, juxtaposition is the best in Scrooged and Christmas Vacation. So much frustration and anxiety during the most joyous time of the year. He also mentioned Royal Tenenbaums in a different comment too that I thought was interesting. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but I love stressful holiday movies. Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Scrooge, Christmas Vacation.
So stressful.
Where it's just everything is falling apart and all you want to do is have a nice Christmas or whatever. Rooster Box, this is a long one, settle in. Firstly, I want to give major props to the awesome Shane Black. In addition to writing some of the most witty dialogue you'll ever hear, he also has a tendency to set his movies at or around Christmas. Lethal Weapon, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3. I think most of the affection people have for movies like Die Hard comes down to the odd juxtaposition of it all. Like contrasting colors help an image stand out, the irony of setting an action movie at a time traditionally reserved for peace is something that tends to be more memorable than your average holiday or action fare. Would Die Hard still be a good movie if it was set at, let's say, Labor Day or another more average holiday? Yes, it would. The best things about it, the action, the writing, the acting, performances, are not solely dependent on a specific time of year. But would we be talking about it so much 30 years later? I highly doubt it. It's a great example of a symbiotic relationship resulting in the best kind of success. Die Hard's Christmas setting makes it stand out in our minds, but without it feeling preachy like other Christmas films can, which will then often appeal to even the most cynical person among us. I think that's largely true.
Yes.
Die Hard is an amazing film. Like,
perfection. I think it's a perfect action movie.
Nearly perfect. I think the only dumb part is when, what's his name, Carl or whatever, comes back to life at the end after being hung by the chain.
Yeah, but if you rewatch it, you can see that he's holding right here.
Yeah.
Or this hand. He's like holding it.
Yeah.
So is he...
I mean, that's also just stage combat. Like, if you're being choked by a thing, you're in control. The victim.
The headcanon for
you're
me
probably right.
is that he does it so that McClane leaves and then he
can get loose.
Yeah.
Plus, it teaches Carl Winslow to kill again. So
so intense. So
that is such a weird thing where it's just like, hey, great, he can kill again.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. It's very interesting. But, oh my God, Die Hard. Let's talk about it. What makes Die Hard so great?
First and foremost, John McClane.
Yeah.
Is like the quintessential action hero, 90s action hero, but it was 80s actually, Die Hard, right? Like
89?
I think it's like right there, yeah.
I don't have my phone on me right now.
Classic action hero. And even more important than John McClane is Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
Could possibly be the greatest movie villain of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll draft your tweets. It's hard to find a better villain.
Yeah.
Than Hans Gruber.
We have a couple.
I can't, like, who are the usual suspects? Like Hannibal Lecter, the Xenomorph, like the
which is a pretty perfect organism.
I admire its purity.
Yeah.
But like Darth Vader, he's not even a villain, really.
Yeah, he's sort of bad neutral.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees. Like I challenge the audience to really come up with a better villain than Hans Gruber.
The thing that's great. I mean, there are a couple of comments that say this too, but the thing that I love about Hans Gruber is that he's so likable.
Yeah.
He's got such charisma.
Mm-hmm.
And he's knowledgeable. He's almost like courteous in some ways.
Yep.
It's very bizarre.
It is.
And that's what you want to see in a villain. Yeah. Just that like sociopathic performance of normalcy.
Yeah. He makes killing Takage like not even that brutal because he gives him a choice.
Right.
He's like, give me the code, I'll let you live.
Yeah.
And Takage's like, no, and he just kills him. So it's almost like, he plays by the rules.
Right.
In
he
a
has
way.
like a code of some kind.
So.
And like I love the fact that he's read about it in Forbes. Like he's
so well spoken, well educated.
But the whole like terrorism thing is just a blind. Because he's just there to rob the place. Like, when they figured that out, I was like, you're just here to rob this place? Like, what?
Yeah.
I love it. A few other people love it too. Stephen Beaumont says it starts and ends with Hans Gruber.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Rickman's first and finest credit. I didn't know that was his first credit. Is that real? That's crazy.
Whoa.
What is... and then, ho, 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 I have a machine gun is just great.
Yeah.
Tokyo Slim... I guess I'll begin with Alan Rickman. What a gem he was. Presented Hans Gruber's charisma and manic ambition perfectly to the juxtaposition of the reluctant hero, abrasive blue-collar everyman, John McClane. They are a very good dichotomy.
The best!
Like, the villain is more... He has more, like, suave, more steez than the hero.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what you get anymore.
Yeah.
Like, now it's like the hero's got to be super likable and the villain has to be super evil.
Dude. Yes, and Ian too. The yippee-ki-yay has become so part of the lexicon that it's like hard to focus on when he first says it.
Yeah.
With that conversation with Alan,
mic,
they're talking about like cowboys and stuff. Like when he first says "yippee-ki-yay," it's so good.
It's so good.
God.
The dialogue was great.
Yeah.
Tokyo Slim continues. It's quotable and has pithy one-liners, but is also actual dialogue. The sequences between McClane and the hapless yet heroic Sergeant Al Powell over the radio are humanizing and really enhance the backstory of multiple characters in the movie without blatant exposition. The action sequences were great and had an aspect of believability and realism that other action films up to that point didn't have. As for its masterful pacing, my favorite example is the jet lag make fists with your toes conversation early in the film that pays off later with a barefoot run across broken glass, which is a defining moment of the film, showing that McClane is in fact vulnerable and not the typical invincible action hero of the time. This wasn't the first action movie with a flawed hero, but it was pretty rare to have one portrayed as so vulnerable. This is actually kind of like a callback to the detectives of film noir movies like Chinatown, who are constantly getting their butts kicked the entire movie. The film's pacing is a rapid-fire sequence of setups and payoffs that are masterfully crafted in this way. Another example is the heroic reaction of Al Powell at the end of the film as a resolution to his ongoing backstory of being put on a desk after the trauma of accidentally shooting a boy. Oh, and I'd like to mention Argyle, the limo driver.
Argyle.
He's cool as hell, and nobody ever gives him any props.
Yeah. Shout out for Argyle.
Well, he's the one who actually eventually finally calls the cops, right? Because he's the only one that has a phone that works.
No, it doesn't work. Remember, his lines get cut in the limo. He's talking to McClane. He's like, yo. Like, Argyle. And then it gets cut.
But there's the time where he's like, tell me you heard the shots, Argyle. Tell me you called the police.
Nope.
And he's down there like partying and like talking to someone on his cell phone, though. Well, whatever.
He does save the day at the end when the thief is getting the ambulance. He crashes into the ambulance.
Yeah.
He's got some heroics.
Argyle.
Yeah, talking about how McClane is vulnerable, it's definitely one of the biggest things. You know, I mean, the bloody feet is such like an iconic image that I'll never forget. And when McClane gets shot at one point in the shoulder, his like cry of pain is the most real.
Yeah, it's like ah!
Yeah, it's so good.
It's not like masculine or suave. It's like that. You just got shot. Yeah, I love it.
So good.
And he's such a good action hero because they pull off the thing that is really hard for a lot of actors in movies to do, is talking to himself.
Yeah.
In a believable way. Like all the time he's just like, this is a bad idea, John. Come out to the coast, have a few laughs. You know, like I love that.
Yes.
In film school, we were shown the first 15 minutes of this movie as a perfect example of how to do exposition.
Wow.
How to set up basically the entire movie.
Yeah, when he's talking to Argyle about his situation.
Even before that, when he's coming in on the plane, you see that you set up that he's a cop. He's got this giant bear, so you see that he's trying to like fix his messed up family. You get that information. Holly Gennaro's using her maiden name. You set up the tech of the building. You set up that they're the only ones up there. There was a party on the 30th floor.
The fish out of water when he sees the couple like hug in California. He's like, Jesus.
And it all, and like, he ends up barefoot. All of it is just very tight and perfectly paced and pays off down the line. And it's so good.
It's unbelievable. Die Hard 1, Die Hard 3.
Die Hard 1 and 3.
1 and 3 canon. John McTiernan. Both.
1
and 3.
I would say 1, and then 3 is like, if 1 is 100, 3 is like 99.
I agree, dude.
They're like almost exactly
Die Hard with a
quality.
Vengeance is so good.
And they're you know, a sequel to each other directly.
Exactly.
And then it's probably Die Hard 4 is probably at like a 26.
Yeah. And then everything else just
Die Hard
exist.
2 is at like a 7, and then I didn't even watch the other ones.
Live Free or Die Hard? No, that's 4.
That's one of the... Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard is 4.
What was the newest
good.
one with his son that I hated?
I never even watched it.
Don't.
I don't even remember what it's called.
Me either. I can't stand it.
A Good Day to Die Hard?
I think so.
Something like that?
I think it was PG-13 too.
Was that one PG-13?
I don't even
That
know.
was one of the main things about
No, it was R.
4 that was bad, is because they didn't even have him say yippee-ki-yay motherfucker.
In the unrated edition, he does.
Yeah.
But it's...
Well, I watched the unrated edition. It was hilarious because you could tell that they like 80 yards swear words into the movie.
Yeah.
Like, you could see the mouth, and it's like, he didn't say that.
Yep.
They added swear words to this movie. It's like an opposite of a TV cut.
That's funny.
How does the Christmas setting strengthen Die Hard? We've kind of talked about it a little bit, that the juxtaposition there, the familiarity, the good vibes of Christmas.
Yeah. The ho ho ho, now I have a machine gun.
It's all worth it for that.
I mean, putting the Santa hat on him, it adds a chaotic nature to John McClane's character. Like, that is psychotic.
Yeah.
Putting the Santa hat on him,
it's
ho ho ho, like, okay. That's a character choice.
Yeah, he's a crazy man.
Yeah.
There is, and because Christmas does, the idea of Christmas reflects the same ideals that John is traveling to LA to try to regain. Like someone was saying before, Liz or someone, it's that perfect ideal of harmony and just cozy normalcy in life that he can't sustain. So it's a perfect backdrop because the season mirrors the characters' motivations. Because everyone just wants a calm holiday party.
Yeah.
And then it gets blasted up by these crazies.
Hans.
Matt Hastings says, I think Die Hard being set during Christmas is stronger because it's relatable. Everyone has experienced Christmas and perhaps even the office party, so you can instantly relate to the hostages. It ends up being a backdrop that just slightly more interesting than a simple office building. That is simply more interesting. It doesn't have to make Christmas references to be successful, but now I have a machine gun ho 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 written on the dead bad guy's shirt is pretty fun. I think it's a trick. The trick is not leaning on it too much. I agree. And when I asked if Christmas setting detracts from Die Hard in any way, Matt Hastings says, the biggest downside to Die Hard being set in Christmas is the inevitable internet argument over whether it's an action movie or a Christmas movie.
Good comment.
The answer is, it's both.
Yeah.
But yes, Die Hard.
Die Hard. We need more. We need a Die Hard show, TV show. Die Hard Netflix show.
Would each episode be? How would you want it to work? Would it be an ongoing serialized story, or would each episode stand alone, or what?
Both. So you have Bruce Willis,
even.
Old Man McClane,
actual John McClane.
present time.
Okay.
But then you have him as like a kid, or not a kid, like a cop, a young cop. So you have like in the past and the future. I like those are the like. It's really hard for me to get invested in prequels.
Yeah.
But when you have both timelines, if you somehow manage to make it so the future present John McClane is trying to remember something from his past.
To like get him out of a bind.
To get him out of it. Yeah, exactly. So he's like flashing back to all these cases as a beat cop or something.
But like that's before his craziness in the Nakatomi Plaza.
The past stuff is way before.
Okay.
Like when he's in New York.
So you can have a different actor playing him.
Yeah.
This is an insane idea.
I know. I just feel like there's so many untapped stories of McClane pre Nakatomi Plaza. Like McClane even more unhinged. And like they kind of touch on that with like Die Hard with a Vengeance. Him and his captain.
Yeah. He's like kind of drunk.
Yeah. So. I don't know.
All right.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, anything is better than the way they've gone with like Jay Courtney as his son. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
They've butchered it. The Die Hard franchise has been...
It's been butchered.
Like, irreparably damaged. So I think, the golden age of TV, let's go.
I like Timothy Olyphant, though, just in general.
I love the man.
His line delivery when McClane's daughter slaps his henchman, when he's just like, you gonna be okay?
You be okay from that?
Yeah, it's just like very good. You get this guy, you're like, okay, this guy's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
How often is Christmas portrayed negatively in films like this? I would almost say almost never.
Negatively?
Like where it doesn't end well? Because like all these movies where it's like stressful during, which we've mentioned a couple times, and Morgan again says, I enjoy that a Christmas story is set during the build up to Christmas and their actual Christmas day is less than desirable. It seems to shine a light on our idealistic expectations for Christmas, only to bring us back to reality with misfortune and redeem the characters by reminding us what's really important during the holidays is one another, which, or in one way or another. Which, that movie always made me really depressed, so I don't super remember the ending of it, but I feel like almost every Christmas movie is like, hey, everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, It's a Wonderful Life just destroys me.
Yeah.
Like, I weep during that movie.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Stewart is, like, my favorite actor. It's heavy. But again, it is, like, you know,
right.
at the end of the day, everything's going to be fine because it's Christmas. Like,
doesn't that... I mean, I like that movie, too, obviously. It's a classic. But, like, the ending, I always thought... The very, very ending, when he does his little speech, wraps up kind of too quickly. Like,
that's an old-time movie thing where it's just quick wrap-up.
The bank magnate or whatever is just like, yeah, okay, I'll give him the money back or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it just
everyone is like, everyone comes together,
It was very weird.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a good...
But the journey to that is so good. That movie is so good.
That movie, like Javi Rodriguez brings up, he says 2 words, Home Alone.
How did we forget Home Alone?
Oh, we didn't forget.
Oh my! How did I forget Home Alone?
But like, Home Alone is similar to It's a Wonderful Life because in my memory, the booby trap sequence is like the entire movie, and in my memory of It's a Wonderful Life until I rewatched it a few years ago was like, most of the movie is him watching his life without him in it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh wait, that's like 4 minutes.
Yeah, and
the traps in Home Alone similarly are like 4 or 5, maybe 7 minutes of this movie.
Wow,
you know, it's like a 1/12 of the movie runtime. And he's like, oh, wow, okay. The rest of it's him just, like, hanging out,
messing
having fun,
around,
talking with the turtle doves lady.
Talking with the fireplace,
freaking
out.
Oh, yeah, the furnace, dude. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, Home Alone. That's a good one.
Top tier. Went to Raising Cane's the other day. They had a Home Alone
yeah?
celebration. It's on the cups. I was confused. It's like,
just for funsies?
Yeah, it was weird. And it was Home Alone 2, actually.
Whoa.
Raising Cane's promotion.
Weird.
But there were no deals or any, like, Monopoly It's very bizarre.
Just a thing that they were doing.
Yeah. I took a picture
2 still has Macaulay Culkin, right? And then
yes.
3 had his little brother?
3 was a totally separate person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought at one point they switched to a different Culkin. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm wrong about that?
The Good Son.
Yeah. The Good Son I saw when like I was like 8 or something. I saw like one scary scene from it, and I've never actually watched
dummy,
it.
man. They throw the dummy over the freeway overpass.
Yeah.
Disturbing.
It's an unsettling movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stephen Beaumont says, my third favorite Christmas movie is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. The most witty, funny crime comedy I have seen. And Downey Jr. at his most unleashed. Every replica role, looking at you, Tony Stark, is a pale, watered-down version of Harry Lockhart. Also, Val Kilmer does funny well. We've moved on to just talking about general other things, by the way.
Yeah.
But yes, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a really good movie.
Love Michelle Monaghan.
Monaghan?
She's really cool.
She's great.
I dig her.
Mission
Impossible 3.
I was just going to say that. I recently was... Over Thanksgiving, I was at my aunt and uncle's like guest house or whatever, and they were out of town. I had to move over there because my other aunt and uncle had all their kids came, so the bedrooms were all full. So I had to go stay at this other place by myself, which was fine. But the TV, like their TV, must have been like they must have like turned it off or something.
Yeah,
they had the weirdest selection of channels. It was like all those weird movie or all those weird music channels. From the top 900s or whatever, and then. Like 2 Spanish language news channels, and then Stars, the Sundance Channel in Spanish, and IFC. And that was literally it. And I'm just like, you have to, those are like special package channels. Why do you only have these?
Yeah, that is weird.
And so my cousin and I were hanging out there, and our only recourse was to watch Mission Impossible 3 with commercials on IFC at like midnight.
Good movie.
And yeah, that's a good movie.
Hoffman.
I'm
gonna find her.
I'm gonna hurt her.
It's so disturbing.
Yeah, he's it's very funny though because he's such a good villain who is just immediately incapacitated. Yeah. In the fight, he just gets hit by a truck. Never seen again. Yeah. No, you don't even see his body. Yeah. Just okay, done.
Yep. He's just a mastermind.
Yeah.
He's not a fighter.
He's not a fighter.
So good.
Love it. But yes, anyway, Michelle Monaghan, whatever, Monaghan.
She's great.
Is great in that. Season 1 of True Dicks. She was good in that.
Oh, yeah, she's in that. I never watched The Path, I think, was the show with her. And
Oh, yeah. Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
I never watched that either. And the dude from Hannibal.
Yep. Never saw it.
I never saw it either.
I have Hulu now. Maybe
You should watch Chance.
Chant. Yeah, you love this show.
Yeah, season 1 pretty cool. I'm only a couple into season 2 now.
Mm.
Hugh Laurie.
So good.
He's a pro.
What was the show he was just on that I watched? With Tom
Night
Hiddleston?
Manager?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't finished that yet.
It's good.
Got like an episode left. I gotta finish things more. Samuel Cardwell. Is It's a Wonderful Life really a Christmas movie? When you actually think about it, the vast majority of the film is about the main character's life and struggles. There's a kind of Christmas miracle, but the nature of the miracle doesn't have too much to do with Christmas. There's no Christmas mythology, and it's really a character study, family comedy drama, which happens to feature Christmas in the plot toward the end. Oddly enough, one might say the same about White Christmas. It's really just a knockabout musical farce with a sentimental ending that happens to coincide with Christmas and a certain famous song. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting comment.
I mean, Christmas Miracle, though, right? That's the whole kind of like crux of
it
the...
leads up to it. And I think that's that's sort of a trope in Christmas movies, is that lead up.
Yeah.
Either a Christmas movie starts and it's Christmas, or there's a lead up to Christmas and Christmas is the payoff.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the two kind of modes of Christmas movies, which I guess makes sense, obviously.
Yeah. I feel like Lethal Weapon always gets kind of shafted, you know? There's a lot of Christmas in Lethal Weapon. There's a shootout hostage situation in a Christmas tree lot.
I've never seen...
Wait, you've never seen Lethal Weapon 1?
Any of them.
Ian.
I know.
Please.
I don't know. It's weird. I missed it somehow.
This holiday, dude.
Okay.
This Christmas, watch Lethal Weapon.
All right.
You love Maverick. You're not even in on the Maverick joke.
I know the joke.
You know the joke.
Everyone knows the
Everyone
joke.
knows. You gotta
I'm
watch
getting too old for this shit.
Lethal Weapon.
All right, I'll watch it.
Oh,
I'll watch it.
Gary Busey.
I heard he's a nutcase in it.
It's so good.
Yeah. I'll watch Lethal Weapon.
Great villain. Great buddy cop drama.
Yeah.
It's set during Christmas. It's the perfect time.
All right.
Check it out. Mel Gibson, say what you want about Mel Gibson. But Riggs, great character.
Yeah.
So good.
I do like Maverick. Tokyo Slim mentioned the movie Tokyo Godfathers, which I have not seen.
The anime.
Yeah.
I have not seen it either.
Great. Quote challenge.
Quote challenge.
Can you think of a quote to challenge me with?
I'm gonna catch it in a coat and whack it with a hammer.
Is that from Christmas Vacation?
It is.
Is there a bat in the house or something?
It's the chipmunk.
Okay.
Or the squirrel. The squirrel like gets in the tree. Like, whoa, everyone's all afraid. He's like, what are you gonna do? I catch it with a coat, whack it with a hammer.
Whack it with a hammer. Maybe I gotta give that movie a try. Chevy Chase. All right, here's one for you.
Okay.
The love is gone.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
No,
I have no idea.
it's this one's kind of mean.
Okay.
It's from a cut song from the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh my God. Get out of here with that.
They cut it from one of the versions because it's too damn sad.
Whoa.
It's like a flashback to young Michael Caine as Scrooge.
Whoa.
Who's like kind of happy but just like a workaholic.
Yeah.
And the woman that he loves, who really loves him back, is just like, hey, the love is gone. Like,
whoa.
You're committed to this. So I'm leaving.
That is depressing.
It's one of the saddest songs ever.
Oh
It's really intense. Find it on YouTube if you're ever feeling down.
My God. Okay.
And then listen to Sure I'm Glad It's Raining from Ernest Goes to Camp.
Okay.
That's a real good one. I listen to those
Ernest.
sometimes when I'm sad.
Is there a Christmas Ernest?
There
movie?
is. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
I saw it a couple of times when I was a kid, but I don't super remember it.
Yeah.
Camp and Scared Stupid.
Scared Stupid.
And Jail.
And
were always my three.
God, Jail was so good.
Jail's really... Nash. Jim Nash.
Yeah, Nash.
Classic doppelganger storyline there. Oh, man. What a nutcase show. Anyways. Oh yeah, we were gonna try to find a Western that takes place during Christmas to tie into next month.
Western during Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I feel like there's got to be
There has to be
some,
one.
like, maybe a contemporary one, like Slow West. Is there any Christmas vibes in Slow
I was
West?
trying to think of like Slow West or Meek's Cutoff or any
Or
of
like
these.
310 to Yuma or something.
Trying to get somewhere before Christmas or something. True Grit has some winter stuff in it, right? I don't know. But how about this? That's the end of season 1 of Reaction Shots. Boom!
In the can.
So there's no assignment film for this month
Boom.
because we didn't think of one.
No homework.
No homework. Just go home and have a nice time if possible.
Watch Lethal Weapon 1.
Watch Lethal Weapon 1.
You know,
apparently.
and another sign of respect for Lethal Weapon over Die Hard. I mean, Die Hard 1 is better than everything. But the entire...
Over Die Hard?
No, Die Hard is better.
Okay.
I'm just saying, as a franchise, though, Lethal Weapon might have the edge, because 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all good. They're all solid. And 1 is way better than all of them.
Right.
And it's like, Die Hard, if Die Hard's 100, Lethal Weapon is like a 91.
Okay.
92.
Okay.
It's good.
Lethal Weapon 5 that they make in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, pretty funny.
I heard about that. I never saw it.
Oh, it's pretty funny.
What's the one where they steal
offensive.
the gas?
Oh, that's a different one.
I like that episode.
There's some pretty crazy episodes. 2 seasons ago or last season, they had one called Mac and Dennis Move to the Suburbs or whatever, and it is awesome. It's like a Shining-esque, like they like descent into madness, you know? Okay. You'd really dig it. Anywho.
Ian, do you have any, before we wrap it up, do you have any video games that you associate with Christmas?
Good cue. I mean, definitely there have been lots of Christmases where I got a game or like rushed over to play. I mean, like, yeah, growing up, playing games and stuff would always be the thing. For me, the toy, extending it, Legos. We would always get Legos for Christmas and then spend like a few hours that night putting them together. Now it's board games usually. My family, basically we all just give each other board games constantly.
We gotta play The Thing again.
And play board games. Ah, The Thing. So good. Yeah. But what about you?
Dragon Quest. The #1 Christmas game. I try to pop it in every holiday. It just gives me that. It gives me like the Disneyland vibe. Yeah. You know, it's magical.
For sure.
It gives me the magic.
But that orchestral theme definitely has that feeling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. All right. That'll do it for this year of Reaction Shots.
It's been a year. Wow.
I mean, I don't think we've done this for a year, but this is episode like whatever.
It feels like almost a year.
I can't remember when we started Reaction Shots. But
Borgman freaks me out.
Yeah, it's a freaky dude. He's a freaky dude. Anyways.
So wait, what's next month's topic? Haven't decided yet?
Well,
you're leaving him hanging?
Topics coming up on the docket.
Yeah.
B movies.
Ooh.
Westerns.
Ooh. We did
Westerns? Film noir already. Yeah.
Wow.
B movies and westerns. Look forward to those. Farcical comedies. We're gonna do an LGBTQ kind of episode. Nice. Queer cinema.
Cool.
I've got a friend who like studies that. He's like very knowledgeable.
Wow.
So we'll bring him in.
What about IMAX?
We can do an IMAX.
The IMAX experience.
We can get Keely in here and talk about IMAX.
That'd be so awesome.
Because his dad like invented it or something?
Yeah, I keep hearing the different information about this.
I'm pretty sure his dad like owned or owns IMAX. He was like on set helping with the cameras for Dark Knight and stuff. Pretty sure.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think. I mean, I don't like quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Jeez.
That there's some kind of involvement there.
Next time I see Keely.
Yeah.
In the flesh.
Ask him.
I will.
Ask
He'll
him.
be roaming.
We can have Kyle.
PSX?
Yeah, he'll be at PSX probably.
I saw him last year. He roams around.
He roams.
You know, looking at his phone.
Yeah.
Busiest man in the biz.
Busiest man in the biz.
Jeff Keely.
Yeah. Can we talk about Mads Mikkelsen and Hideo Kojima?
Yeah.
They're like bromance. I love it.
My favorite thing when the internet is actually funny and amusing was there was a tweet And you won't get this, I'm sorry, but it was a tweet, and it was like Naruto all grown up, and it was Naruto and Mads Mikkelsen.
because he had that outfit on.
The orange.
Yeah.
It was so good. I got a kick out of it.
Mads Mikkelsen I love.
Dude, they're all going to be at the Game Awards. Like, I want that.
Really?
Guillermo and Kojima confirmed. I wouldn't doubt it if Mads and Reedus and they
Reedus is confirmed.
okay, then Mads too. I can imagine them all coming out together and like doing something.
Now
big.
I wish I was going to Game Awards.
I know, because Keeley,
Meet Mads.
like Keeley's obviously going to give Kojima whatever he wants, like the top.
Oh yeah,
you know, top billing.
There's gonna be a
main event.
45-minute Death Stranding gameplay demo.
Yeah,
like a featurette, like a short film.
dude. I can't. I don't want to go down this road. I just imagined a shadow dropping of a Death Stranding demo, and it's freaking me out because
be cool.
they did it with
PT.
Silent Hills PT.
They did it with PT.
I can't. We're talking about Christmas. That would be the best Christmas present.
Well, the speculation ends tomorrow, Hubie. Tomorrow for us right now. It'll be yesterday for those of you who are not patrons. But if you're a patron, you'll get this episode in a couple hours when it's done exporting. And you can check us out on patreon.com/easyallies. Check out easyallies.com for all of our schedules and shows and video games related content. This is our movie podcast. We also do occasional spoiler modes on movies.
Sure do.
Which we need to do more of. But yeah, youtube.com/easyallies.
Twitch.tv/easyallies.
Twitter.com/easyallies. Facebook.com/easyallies. Probably.
Easyallies.com.
Easyallies.com. Patreon.com/easyallies.
It's all there. Everywhere.
Easy Allies on Google.
Easy Allies.
There's a Tumblr probably.
Everything. There's like Easy Allies in the fridge. Easy Allies Coca-Cola.
Easy Allies, we got that deal?
All of it.
We don't have that deal. We got to get that deal. If any of you know anyone at Coca-Cola, get us that deal. Anyways, thank you for listening and watching. We will see you again next month. Have a good time. Bye-bye.